Hello once again, I am Jim Dukart with T&D How Videos. Today we will watch a video on how to install a Fusesaver. Our participating utility is Eversource, and this video is sponsored by Burns and McDonnell. Now this shot actually shows the Fusesaver as installed on the line, but let's start with the distribution pole, single-phase distribution pole in Ledyard, Connecticut, on which Eversource will be installing this Fusesaver. Our first scene is linemen in the bucket trucks installing line sleeves and blankets to protect themselves as they work on this line. And as with all of our T&D How videos, we actually take you up into the bucket trucks using GoPro cameras so you can see and hear what the linemen are doing.
Yeah. Then I'll take the rest off because I can work the grounds without it being hot too close, you know?
And one of the first things they're doing is using a skinner to skin the line or take the insulation off this phase so they can install a tap.
It's a nice skinner.
You see they left a bare part of the wire here to install a tap.
Okay, bro.
Now,
going hot.
They say going hot because they're installing a MAC or a temporary jumper that will send current around this phase so they can work on it. And now that allows them to take the existing taps off of this line. Now this next task would not always be part of a Fusesaver install, but in this particular case they need to take some slack out of this line. So they're going to use a winch system here attached to the pole to pull this line tight. See, I'm pulling it in now and then disconnecting it from the dead end and using that skinner. Here's a great view of that skinner again, taking away the insulation from the wire so that they can then reattach it to the dead end and take up the slack in this phase. Now let's go back to ground and talk about the Fusesaver itself.
The actual Fusesaver, around 12 pounds in weight. This will actually sit on the primary line, the side tap. What we have here is an actual animal guard, which will be put over here on the connectors so that we don't get any animal outages and so on and so forth with squirrels. This component here plugs in right here. This is to communicate via the wireless option for the Fusesaver. You can see the open and close, green open, red close. When it's up there, we can see the LED will go off, okay? One quote here. This component here is the RCU box. The RCU box, the sole purpose of the RCU box is to backhaul the data to our operation center, the SOC. So we could get all the currents, the open and close statuses, and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you for that description, Tim. Now we are back up on the line. You see the 12-pound Fusesaver simply clamps onto the line. And next they will install the tap wires.
Okay, tap wire.
Which are installed using this NEMA connector or lug assembly. Tighten down.
Okay. Those threads up for.
And now here is that animal guard Tim was talking about. And now it's time to connect that tap wire to the bracket for the fuse on the pole, the switch on the pole. Now it's time to connect up tap wires from the Fusesaver. As you see, I'm finishing up that one to the pole. Now there's a tap wire that goes to the wire or phase itself. Cut that, strip it back, and now they're going to be using these wedge connectors, and this wedge connector, this particular type of wedge connector here is called a hammer type or beat on connector. You'll see why in just a moment here. Let's bring out the hammer.
Nice. Permission to go hot.
Now by asking to go hot, he's asking to close this door on the switch.
Okay, going hot.
I'm gonna plug this in.
So now with that switch closed and the Fusesaver able to go hot, it's time to install the wireless communication module onto the Fusesaver itself, and now time to test the Fusesaver.
I'm going to do a flash to confirm.
Yes.
Okay.
Flash.
That flash indicates, just so everyone knows, that we have control of that specific device in case we're on a three-phase setup. Yep, just press up on the close lever.
And now we will see them do a local close to make sure the device can be closed physically without the wireless module.
Now we're making sure that the circuit is going to be closed. Once that switch is closed, it will be safe to remove the jumper because the current is now able to flow through the switch. And that would be, you remove your cover up, and that's a completed installation.
Off and in the clear, bro.
So as we watch our lineman remove first the temporary jumper or MAC and then the line blankets and sleeves, you have now seen our T&D How video on how to install a Fusesaver. Once again, our participating utility was Eversource, and this video was sponsored by Burns and McDonnell. I am Jim Dukart with T&D How videos. Thank you as always for watching.